we just had to pull over. I am feeling so extraordinarily emotional
And
anxious and stressed. So the Gaza Freedom Flotilla, the MADLEEN, the ship that's heading towards Gaza, with 12 humanitarians on board, one of whom, you know, is the notable Greta Thunberg. They're transporting essential kind of items such as baby formula. They've en route intercepted, you know, migrants on ships, a Mayday. They are there they're humanitarians. They're humanitarians heading towards Gaza. And they've announced this morning that on the Israeli media, three units of Israeli soldiers, special forces. One of those units, well, we'll tell you about them. 3 units. In each unit, there are 80 soldiers. So we've got a total of 240 soldiers are currently heading towards the MADLEEN. One of those units was responsible for boarding and killing 10 humanitarian aid workers on a flotilla back in 2010 that was headed towards Gaza from Turkey. They boarded it. Nadia's going to be posting something on her Instagram which shows some of the footage from that.
Terrifying.
Now, everyone needs to get onto Instagram and needs to be tracking and following and sharing. There are just a couple of kind of really important technical details that I know that they'll be thinking about and trying to rationalize on the ship, the MADLEEN, and these are some of those considerations. They don't have a support trip. Now, whenever one's filmed at sea, mostly the footage of any incident or anything that happens, I mean, from something as benign as below deck, you have support ships that have camera kit on them, camera crews on them. All of the footage that we're going to receive of whatever is perhaps going to happen in the next couple of hours is going to come from their cameras. Now, I would have thought that they will be across live streaming. I'm sure they will be live streaming at the time that the Israeli forces intercept them. And this is a genuine, from a filmmaker, what everyone needs to do needs to be on all of the accounts that are associated with the people on the boat. And when they are like, and you need to keep checking all day, put alerts on, have everyone else checking, share the accounts. Because when that moment happens,
when the special forces
board, and what they say is, if you look at the footage of when they did it in 2010, they will say, the first thing what they will say is, cameras down, we are the Israeli army.
And people were brave enough to continue filming.
And we don't know whether that was enough to get them shot. Yeah. Now, at the point that these live feeds happen, I'm sure that the Israeli media and the Israeli tech teams will be able to they can jam the GPS, they can probably interfere with mobile data and signals and what have you. I'm not joking. We all need to be screen recording. We need to be screen recording at any point. Yeah, at any point we see any of them go live, be screen recording. So what's the name of the main Instagram account is the Gaza Freedom Flotilla.
It's Gaza Freedom Flotilla, but there's also the Humanity Project.
Yeah.
So follow them. They've got all the instructions there on what we need to do now, everybody. And also, can you believe this?
Yes, this is just...
The BBC. I cannot find one mention of this over the last, since they've set sail.
No. The last report...
BBC News, ITV News... I haven't had time yet to look for Channel 4 news. I'm sure Channel 4 will have. Yeah. Will have. But it's so shocking. And we have a right to know as a country.
Yeah.
Because we are, you know, all 12 of those humanitarians are from different countries. So one was hoping that would protect them a bit, because each country has a responsibility to protect those unarmed humanitarians taking baby formula to Gaza. Remember this, over 200 Israeli special unit brutal troops are on their way to them.
Yeah.
And our news channels don't think you guys have the right to know that.
And in fact, Alison Barber makes a really good point. The only interview that I've seen was Sky News's absolutely
Disgusting.
reprehensible coverage
Disgusting.
in which that
Racist.
woman, that so-called news presenter / journalist, who will have also been informed by her news desk what questions to ask, to be fair to her, she was literally only asking him questions that the Israeli propaganda machine would ask of him, suggesting, inferring, claiming that he could be violent, he could be aggressive.
Unbelievable. Well, just go and watch him.
Watch the Israeli spin machine and propaganda machine. This is how suspicious I am of everything that this authoritarian Israeli regime do. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they were to take extraordinary measures against the crew of this ship and plant weaponry.
Well, I mean, these people have been there since 2008. There's never been a weapon found.
No. I'm talking about the IDF, the Israel. Yeah, no, I know we won't believe it. But this is where we're at.
Can't find anything from Channel 4 News either.
So we've got no news coverage. No one's covering it.
On there as well.
And it's about to happen now. As I believe it, I think is it the ensign? Is that the flag of the ship? The actual flag of the ship is British. So we have a legal responsibility based upon international maritime law to look after and to warn and to notify. This presents such a clever problem for everyone, and this is why they've done it. This is why it's not a group of narcissistic do-gooders, as the Daily Telegraph would have you think. This is symbolic, but it is also a way of showcasing the way in which all of our leaders are refusing and are scared and are spineless and are incapable of actually doing what is required of them. This isn't even what's required of Israel. Israel's breached every humanitarian international law there is. But now Western leaders are in breach of observing international laws.
I believe the news has been silenced on this. It's so shocking. Guys, follow Humanity Project on Instagram, and there is a link of what's going on, the live link.
Can you get the Gaza Freedom? It's called the Gaza Freedom Flotilla Instagram account.
Gaza Freedom Flotilla.
Flotilla, yeah.
That's double L.
And obviously Greta Thunberg's account is attached, and there's if you go to their feed and go to their homepage, there are all of numerous other members of what's the name of the actor who's in it?
Liam Cunningham.
Liam Cunningham from Game of Thrones. His Instagram account is attached too. There's a young lady on there, I forget her name. All of them have their own individual accounts too. If you go to the Gaza Freedom Flotilla, but seriously, we need to be, and we've got Nadia's got her phone on live at the moment. We need to go into screen record mode. The helplessness we all feel, because believe me, if it goes as pear-shaped as the Turkish flotilla did,
well, look,
we need to get that footage out to show to the world.
This is just to show you pictures. This is the lovely chap. Oh my God, he's just.
I worry for this man.
I worry.
I worry for all of them.
He says, spirits are high on board the MADLEEN despite the Israeli threats. The news we have received of 3 special forces units with 80 commanders on each, sea, air and support with helicopters.
Fucking hell.
They are all used to commit war crimes on unit and Unit S13 is the same one that massacred 10 of our Gaza Freedom Flotilla participants 15 years ago. Listen to this. We have a chance of stopping this attack by mobilizing. Pressure your governments to demand a safe passage, to guarantee naval support, to break relations with Israel, and to finally take the responsibility of abiding by the international treaties that they have signed. This bit breaks my heart. We do not fear them. All they have is their bombs, their violence, and their hate. We have all the rest. We have solidarity, we have hope, we have love, and a global community of billions of people that are now uniting and starting to move on a beautiful uprising because they know deep in their hearts that starving children to death is wrong, that bombing hospitals, shelters, and schools is wrong. We have reached the greatest battle of our generation, and it's time for us all to step up on our humble and small boat, our non-violent humanitarian mission continues to move forward. And this is, as they know, 240 troops are on their way by air and sea. I mean, can you even imagine their bravery? And you know what they're doing? They're smiling. They're just using love. They are prepared to die to make this point, and our news channels
can't even cover
don't think it's worthy, or that you are worthy of being told. So please, please email them.
Yeah.
And say, why aren't you telling us
Contact
about
all
this?
of the news channels
Tag
on
them
their
in.
social
Why
media.
aren't you telling us about this? We need to know about this as British citizens that actually care about our British citizens on there, and all the people that are
on board
trying to do the right thing, to make a statement. You can't have baby formula delivered. You won't deliver it, Israel. We're bringing it on a goddamn boat. And the BBC don't think that's enough of a story. All the news channels, as far as I can find.
And I'll tell you
why. I
why.
could be wrong, but as far as I can find. If
Channel
anyone can
4,
search
Channel
it and
4
find it.
hasn't either. Channel 4 hasn't either.
If anyone
and I'll tell
searches
you
and
why.
finds it, send it to us.
I tell you what the spurious argument will be by some of the broadcasters is that to cover this, it will be seen as some kind of propaganda. We were talking to someone yesterday. There is no propaganda in being a humanitarian. There is zero propaganda. You cannot be impartial about a genocide.
How can you be propaganda to be saying that you are taking baby formula to babies that are dying?
Basically, Israel are sending these troops because they're threatened by goodness. They are threatened by heart, and they are threatened by humanity. Just a quick note, people asking, if you are on an iPhone, you turn your phone obviously up vertically, you swipe down where you get the brightness, the volume. Yeah, Nadia will show you. So look.
Hang on. So you're there. Down.
And then that
then
button
press
there.
that. And then that is record.
Just hold the screen closer up to this screen.
You press that one.
Yeah.
That one there, yeah? That circle.
And then it screen records at the top. It gives you a countdown at the top.
And then it screen records.
Okay.
And then when you're finished, you simply turn it off. But don't turn your phone back and forth, because it will record it back and forth. Keep it in a percentage.
Honestly, we're at a situation now where they could completely take all of their, they could take, well, they will. They'll take all of their kit. You don't know whether you'll see it, you know, and the only way to get this material out for them, I imagine they'll have talked about this. They will have for sure talked about it. It's live streaming.
This can be the power of social media. Never mind,
hi
guys. This is actually at its best. Go tag BBC News, ITV News, Channel 4 News.
Share this everywhere.
We have the right to know this, what is going on in international waters. Treaties have been signed. Protect these people. Enough. Thanks, guys. We're just so fucking terrified for these people. I've just watched the footage of 2010, and it's horrific. It's horrific. As those special units board the boat, and they're saying, we are volunteers, please, we are volunteers, we're on, and they just shoot them dead.
And remember, of course, the baby food wasn't going to change the situation in Gaza. This is symbolic. This is showcasing the absolute ineptitude and the complicity of our governments and our media. They've already achieved that. You must never trust the mainstream media ever again. They're fucked. They're a bust flush. The BBC is shameful. ITV is shameful. Sky News is shameful too. It's an outrage.
But if we are wrong and there has been a report made, please send it to us. We just can't find it. We saw the interview yesterday that, quite frankly, I thought was disgusting in its tone. But yeah.
So please share this. Please share this with everyone. Nadia's going to be posting something on our Instagram too, and we'll give you an update later if we hear anything too. Okay, guys. Thanks for listening.